Anti-Communist Manifesto, a new must-read book from Jesse Kelly. Get your copy today at jessekellybook.com or wherever books are sold.
It is must-read. Man, I'm so important. Joining me now to talk about that importance is the czar of talk, as everyone knows, the only reason I even do media for a living, my mentor, Michael Berry. Michael, just tell me, is this the proudest you've ever been of me? Now that I'm a world famous author, are you so proud of me?
Well, they said to act excited about the book. I didn't know how. Dude, I'm so excited.
Well,
Could not be. What's the name of this book? I love the fact that the URL is Jesse Kelly Book. You know, our mutual friend Plain had one song that went viral, and the name of the album was Greatest Hit. Greatest Hit, Jesse Kelly Book. I hope y'all got the S just in case.
Michael, look, as you well know, I'm a simple man. All right, so I wanted the website to be simple. I wanted everything to be simple because I am kind of white trash and low IQ, and simple is how I follow along with everything. It makes my life easier.
Why don't you tell people what you're driving now? Go ahead, I'll wait. I'm here.
It's Michael. That's not not necessary what you're doing right now. No. See what he's doing right now, Mike.
You were driving an old
what
truck.
He's doing right now. I was driving a pickup truck. Okay, and then Michael
Jesse Kelly is not who he used to be. The common
it's
man.
not it. I would.
You're worse.
That's not true.
Play Travis now. You're up in that realm.
That's not true. I was driving a pickup truck. The sunroof broke, and I was having air conditioning problems. And then thanks to Michael, I ended up with this new career, and I signed a new contract, and I was feeling excited, and I've never done anything. I went out and bought a midlife crisis car, midlife crisis car, which I'll be giving up in a year back to a pickup truck, Michael. That's the reality of what happened.
Oh, that's true. And your original defense, when I called you out on it when you drove into the garage, because I thought it was some rapper, was, well, you know, most 610, you know, most of these cars, and this is only, oh, really? You spent a couple $100,000 on a car because it has the right headroom, Shaq? I'm not buying that. Let's talk about your book, shall we? I'm excited. I'm actually genuinely excited. I'm jealous. I have tried to start a book multiple times, never got finished. I'm proud of you.
Now, why have you never written a book, Michael? You've been on the air for a lot longer than I have, and you've got a lot to say, and everyone loves your show. Why no book? Because now I have this prestige, Michael, where I'm one of the important people. I'm an author. You know, I'm not just a TV host or a radio host. Now, I'm basically Hemingway and Shakespeare and Jesse Kelly. Those are the names that are on the Mount Rushmore of authorship, if that's a word.
Hold it up again so we can all see it for ourselves. Hold the book up. Yes. Oh, quite nice. Why didn't you put your picture on? You, of all people, should have put your picture on. You know,
now, hold on.
It's a true story. True story. Rush Limbaugh used to say that the only reason he wrote only a couple of books was he doesn't have an iron butt. You and I have talked seriously off air on how much work it is to do what you just did. And we don't want to keep doing that. It's hard work.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It definitely is. It has to be something you want to do. One, I do have my picture it's on one of the covers. The picture is in there on one of the covers. That's one. Two, I don't like to focus on me, Michael. I'm more of a person who cares about others. I'm not one of these narcissists who only wants to talk about himself and his book and all that other stuff.
I got that. Question for you. Do you get paid a lot of money for that?
It's funny you asked that because the answer to that question is, I don't know yet. And I really mean this. Everyone keeps asking me, so are you going to make a bunch of money? Do you make a bunch of money? I never asked. I just am not a curious person about details in this way. I never asked what people make from books. If you told me I made 5 cents for every book sold, I would believe you. If you told me I made $10 for every book sold, I would believe you. I don't know how it works. I haven't gotten any checks in the mail. Today's the first day it's available, so I don't know what I get paid. I don't know. Hopefully it's a lot, though.
I looked up the pre-sale numbers with somebody I know in the industry, and pre-sale numbers suggest that even at a nickel a piece, you've already made a small fortune. And you know what? Good for you. How do you like my new scarf? It looks good, doesn't it? My first time on TV.
By the way, yeah, it does look good. I'm really sad to admit this because I knew that I knew that you'd had an accident, and I knew that there was going to be a scar, and I kind of wanted it to be a lame scar or something a little girlier so I could make fun of you for it. But instead, it's one of those above the eye scars, and instead those just make you look. Oh, they look better. They make you look better. The chicks dig that, and I hate that.
Yeah, this is really interesting stuff. So, serious question. And I always ask authors this, since I'm interviewing you here on your show. I always ask authors, when is your time to write? Are you a get up early and write? Are you go to bed just before you go to bed and write? Are you every stolen moment? Are you a dictate and later, your staff of people? People don't even know how many people work for you. That blows my mind. But anyway, we'll get back to that in a minute. So when do you write?
I'm a little different in that I don't like to write. I do not like to write. I like to do TV. I like to do radio. I do not enjoy writing. So the only time I could write this ever is whenever something popped into my head. And I'm embarrassed to say sometimes that would be when I wake up in the morning. Sometimes it would be the middle of the night. I wake up in the middle of the night and something would pop into my head. I would have to get up and do it because if I let it sit, then I'll either forget or it won't be as good. Maybe it would be during one of my shows and I'll be writing during the commercial break. Oh crap, that was good. I need to get that in the book. Whenever it pops in, I don't have the luxury of waiting until I'm in the Nancing in the gardens of France or wherever it is people go. Wherever it is, I had to do it right then and there or it would never get done.
How did you know, okay, it's time to put it to, because it strikes me your first book and a book that calls itself a manifesto. I'm reading about the history of the Encyclopedia Britannica and they could never put it to bed because you keep learning new things. How did you come to the point that you said, this is it, I'm done?
I wanted to do a certain number of subjects. I view communism in America as having many different fingers, as I talk about all the time. And all I wanted to do was hit those. And I tried to hit those in the book. I guess we'll see if I succeeded or not, in a way that was specific but general enough that it would still matter 10 years from now. You could pick it up and it would make sense to you. So in order to avoid, like you mentioned, there's always a new thing, there's always a new controversy, there's always a new thing that you would want to put in there. I tried to keep it more general action stuff so people would, like I said, 10 years from now you pick it up, you'll get it. You'll read it and you'll understand what you're looking at.
So you know how Bill O'Reilly does this? There's always a guest author and you figure that guy actually wrote the thing. And It's always, Lincoln's killing or whatever else. If this book by Jesse Kelly, the Anti-Communist Manifesto, and one of those 35 books that Bill O'Reilly's written with a ghostwriter along with him, if they were to get in the octagon, who would win?
Well, Bill's been doing it a long time, and Bill's had a lot of books, but I have to say, I think this might be next to the Bible. Obviously, it's underneath the Bible, but setting the Bible aside, this might be the most important literary work in human history. So I would have to say that my book would definitely be the winner there, for sure.
You were putting this book up against Glenn Beck, and you're looking at both the authors and the books. What would people say about this book versus Glenn Beck?
That Glenn Beck's books were definitely written by somebody much more intelligent who has a much higher intellect than my book. That's what I'm pretty sure they'd say, Michael.
Really, but not Glenn Beck. Is that what we're getting out of this?
No. What we're getting out of this is I'm not an author. I'm not an author. I wrote a book because I'm very passionate about anti-communism. I'm passionate about spreading the word about it.
I don't want to buy it now. This is supposed to be your passion. So excited about
everyone
this.
wants... No, Michael, what I'm doing is I'm doing the same thing everyone does when they run for president. I'm acting like I never wanted to run, but so many people have asked me to run. In order to save America, I was forced to run for president. Look, I didn't want to write a book, but I knew America was about to die if I didn't write that book. So that's why I wrote the Anti-Communist Manifesto. Michael, I will give you the last word. I got to go.
Look, dude, I'm proud of you. I'm excited. I mean, watching you develop as a media personality, you're already a Marine, you're already a great guy, you're already a great dad, great husband. I'm so incredibly, your success is my success. All joking aside, I'm so incredibly proud of you. This is just one more step in a stratospheric career. And I mean that. Love you. Thanks, bud.
Appreciate it, my man. I owe it all to you. Thank you so much. Michael Berry, everybody. All right.
The Anti-Communist Manifesto, a new must-read book from Jesse Kelly. Get your copy today at jessekelleybook.com or wherever books are sold.